Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Yes, folks, you found it. This is Daily Dose Radio, the finest Bible bistro on the internet. I'm your cook, Dave Smith. Come right on in. We've got Bible study for you, cooked up fresh just for you today. And all this week, actually. So I hope you'll join me every day this week, Monday through Friday. We're going to be studying Psalm 124 all week long. It's delicious, and it's good for you. So this week we're looking at 124 today, just at verse 1. So we're going to just take verse 1 today. This is another psalm in our Ascent Psalms. Remember, we have a package here that we're looking at. The Ascent Psalms began at 120. We're going all the way to 134. It comes right after Psalm 119. So it's one piece, and we're headed towards Jerusalem, and this is what some of the ancient commentators said is the fifth step. The fifth step on the steps that lead up to the temple. You know, they saw each of these ascent psalms as being sung as people would take a step. Each step was a different song in the steps that led up to the temple. Again, these psalms are also in a group of psalms that were sung as people traveled to Jerusalem to worship the Lord for the different feast days. I think I like that better. I like seeing this as, and maybe it's just my own prejudice, but I like seeing this as a songbook, a mobile songbook. Perhaps this was published so for the pilgrims as they came in. So they were singing this as they were coming and singing it maybe as they were going too. So we have today one of these psalms that is attributed to David. So we have the Song of Ascent, or Song for Those Ascending, and it's of David. This is the second one. The first one was over in, I think it was 122 or 121. We're going to see again David mentioned in 132, I think, or 131. And then Solomon is mentioned here in just a couple of psalms. So he's got an ascent psalm that he's written. So we're going to just look at verse 1 today. It asks us a very good question. If the Lord were not for us, let Israel now say. So that's my translation. It's a little wooden. Some of your translations are going to be more artistic than that. If the Lord were not on our side, some of them will say, let Israel now say. So I've translated this, if the Lord were not for us. The way that some commentators have this on our side is simply one Hebrew word that is a preposition plus a suffix, which combined gives us on our side or for us, or sometimes you would translate this our. So, you know, just because there are lots of times when you have this particular suffix with the preposition, and you'll have the preposition with the first person, preposition with the second person, preposition with the third person, and it'll be translated theirs, mine, ours, yours. But in this case, I've just translated it very woodenly, for us. If the Lord were not for us, let Israel now say. And that translation, for us, Mason Neal, in his commentary, tells us that the Septuagint, the Vulgate, and the Arabic all translate this instead of for us. They translate it in us or among us. So they take this preposition and do something a little bit different with it. But I like that, because the Lord is among us. Actually, and Mason Neal says something, this is something more and nearer than even being at our side. You know, He is among us. He's not just walking with us, or He's not in favor of us, because for us, you can be for a lot of things. The Lord is for us. Well, that's great, but I need Him here right now. Well, He is. He's not only for you, He's with you. He's in you, and He's among you if you're in Christ. So let Israel now say, the Lord is for me. If the Lord were not, you see, that's the statement here. So it assumes that He is. If the Lord were not for us, then bad things could have happened, but they didn't, because the Lord is among us. He's in us. He's for us. He loves us. He's going to guide us. Beautiful. So I hope that starts your week off well. If the Lord were not for us, let Israel now say. And we're going to see what Israel's going to say tomorrow on verses 2 and 3, so join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.